Dave Filoni has etched his name into the Star Wars saga with a trail of accomplishments that gleam as brightly as a lightsaber in the dark. As the mastermind behind the beloved Star Wars The Clone Wars animated series and its sequel, Star Wars Rebels, Dave Filoni's characters and epic storylines stand as a testament to his ability to not only honor the past, but to shape the future of the galaxy that we all love so dearly. And for years, I've been begging Disney and Lucasfilm to allow Dave Filoni to direct a live-action Star Wars series on his own. And with the release of the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka, man, I finally got my wish.
Excellent! Let the show begin!
Ahsoka is definitely the sequel to Star Wars Rebels that myself and other Star Wars fans have been waiting for. It looks so much better than the other Disney Plus production shows like Mando and Book of Boba Fett. It's not quite on the same level as Andor, but overall I'm really satisfied with its production value and especially the way it's filmed. Darth is also really phenomenal as Ahsoka, and the show has those classic Star Wars vibes while also feeling very fresh. The first 2 episodes set the scene vividly, with intriguing villains, a complex bond between Ahsoka and Sabine, and some really awesome lightsaber fights already that I didn't see coming this soon into the show. I think we're really in for something special. After finishing the first 2 episodes, which feel like a movie because both episodes are about 50 minutes long, it really made me wonder why Dave Filoni wasn't given the reins for a Star Wars movie or at least a Star Wars show sooner. Maybe the reason they waited was because he's a direct student of George Lucas and they're trying to separate themselves from him, but I am glad that Disney and Lucasfilm are finally listening to us and letting him write and direct this show, but also letting him write and direct the rumored Heir to the Empire movie, which, after these last 2 episodes, my excitement for the Heir of the Empire movie only grew. But the main reason I'm really happy that Dave Filoni is getting this chance to show what he can do with live action is because Star Wars right now is in a tricky spot. The sequel trilogy has divided the Star Wars fandom, and everyone has an opinion on the next steps for Star Wars or the next direction for Star Wars, and some people have even claimed that Disney has killed the franchise. I haven't seen the Star Wars fandom like this since, the prequels. This isn't the first time a trilogy has come out and shaken the Star Wars fandom to the core. I grew up on the prequels. I remember the outrage and the hatred for those movies. You see, Star Wars is so special. In my opinion, it's the greatest franchise ever made, and it means so much to so many different people. Star Wars has a special meaning for all of us. For me, it was a bonding experience between me and my dad. It's a universe of deep lore, iconic characters, and epic storytelling. However, it's not always easy to strike that right balance when introducing new content while staying true to the essence of the original trilogy. The prequels left a lot of Star Wars fans underwhelmed for a lot of different reasons, and many claimed that the prequels killed the franchise. Even George Lucas admitted that it was the backlash of the prequels that drove him away from Star Wars. And I have to admit that as a child, I did not like the prequels.
I don't like sand.
I remember feeling disappointed and just how bored I was watching those movies. Lucky for us, Lucas took the time to fill in the gaps. He brought in Dave, who had been working on Avatar: The Last Airbender, along for the ride. And eventually, Dave became the overseer of the Star Wars The Clone Wars animated series. That show played a huge role in reshaping the perception of those films. Through The Clone Wars, Filoni skillfully expanded on the events between Episode 2 and 3, providing a more nuanced, in-depth understanding of the characters and their motivations. By delving into the relationship between Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Padme, and introducing new characters like Ahsoka, Filoni humanized those characters and added layers to their arc. One of the big problems for me with the prequels, for the longest time, I didn't see Hayden Christensen's Anakin as Darth Vader. It was the Clone Wars TV show that started the connection between those two characters that helped me finally say, yes, okay, I can see Anakin as Darth Vader. Filoni also used the Clone Wars to address gaps in the prequels, offering context and depth to events that were merely mentioned in passing. A great example of this is the Master Sifo-Dyas storyline with the creation of the clone. In short, Dave Filoni's ability to take the foundation of the prequel trilogy and build upon it with respect, creativity, and a deep understanding of the Star Wars universe has gone a long way in legitimizing those films. His work has bridged gaps, offered fresh perspectives, and contributed significantly to the overall cohesiveness of the saga, earning him a special place in the hearts of Star Wars fans and myself. I don't necessarily love the prequels, but I do respect them and appreciate them so much more now. What's great is that not only was Dave Filoni able to change my view of the Star Wars prequels, but the kids that grew up around the same age as me are now voicing their love for the prequels. A lot of this is thanks to Dave Filoni. He's given them a voice. If there was ever a man who could bring Star Wars fans together around the sequel trilogy, it's Dave. I already feel like The Mandalorian is Jon Favreau's and Dave Filoni's first attempt at legitimizing the sequel trilogy, but I truly believe if Dave was head of creative for Star Wars, the main voice of the franchise, I think we could move Star Wars in a direction where a majority of the fan base is united and very happy. Overall, the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka were truly amazing. I am completely hooked, and I cannot wait for episode 3. Sure, the show could still go downhill, but I'm confident that it won't. As someone who enjoyed the sequel trilogy for what it was, I hope Dave gets the chance to legitimize the sequel trilogy and strengthen it like he did with the prequels. In a galaxy full of challenges, Dave Filoni stands as a guiding star, illuminating a path forward for Star Wars. His dedication to honoring George Lucas's original trilogy while also paving a new path is something that I really appreciate. And at the end of the day, Dave is a giant Star Wars fan. Just like me, just like you, just like everyone watching this video. We're all Star Wars fans, and I hope that we can be united with this show. I hope it doesn't disappoint. The first 2 episodes were awesome, and let's hope that this show goes down as one of the key pieces of media to watch for Star Wars fans.